Hey everybody, Jem Schofield here with the C47 and another episode of Gearbox. It's a little rainy out. I am staying inside. I have been playing around with lights a little bit and also working on year 2 for the Filmmakers Intensive. A lot of news coming up very shortly about that. But the first piece of news is that we have actually moved the program. I didn't think that Florida was the best place to be at the end of June, beginning of July. And so now we are moving the program out west. I don't know if that's actually west, but I'm going to say it's what. Wait, that's not west. New York's out. Okay. We're going out west. And Pacific Northwest to be specific enough for now. And I'll roll out more information about it. But the program is still going to be a 2-week program. It will occur during the last week of July and the first week of August of next summer. And it is going to be pretty incredible. I will also say this, that it is going to be a 2-week narrative, fictional film program. And there is going to be a brand new film actors program that is being created by Larry Silverberg to go along with the Filmmakers Intensive. So it's going to be the Film Actors Intensive and the Filmmakers Intensive, and they will be happening together at exactly the same time as two programs that are working together during the 2-week period. So it's going to be very, very, very exciting. I've also been playing with dado lights. And what I love about being in a black box here, though I would never consider myself a DP, is that I get to play around with this stuff and start to figure it out. And these dado lights are just incredible. They have a 2-lens system inside of the light, which basically these particular heads draw 150 watts of light. They are hot lights, so it's not like a fluorescent fixture that might be drawing, same amount of wattage or close, and you can get pretty close to it. These things get hot. But this lens system, these 150 watt lights are putting out effectively about 300 watts of output. And they're amazingly focusable. In fact, I have an attachment on here called the DP1, which has a separate 85 millimeter lens on it, which you can actually focus. And that allows you to put gels and, well, you can do that anyway, but you can put gels, and then you can also put things like gobos, which are just like cookies that go in there with different patterns. I have a blind pattern behind me here, and you can start to construct a look and a feel. And I'm actually going to walk over there and adjust that light in a second so you can see what happens when I move that lens in and out. And then I can also move the light side to side and, do a couple of things with it. But just amazing. And even though we're using a lot of these soft light sources nowadays, like LEDs, that's the LED 600 with a little scrim in front of it to soften it up. We're using fluorescent fixtures. You can't not use hard light sources. When you want to light a specific thing, when you want to create a mood or atmosphere, most of the time you need to do that with hard light sources. So whether you're going to go an inexpensive route and buy a few pro lights from Lowell, which are fantastic little lights that run about 125, 150 bucks a pop, if you're going to go to things like Ari Fresnel's, depending on how you like to pronounce it, or you're going to sort of step up a little bit and go with the dado lights, which are incredibly precise, incredibly focusable, and really allow you to go from sort of a floody kind of light to a spotlight and have a really, really even fall off. All of those light sources can be used in conjunction along with softer light sources to create mood and atmosphere. And so I'm going to walk over here. You'll probably see a little shaking and stuff when I walk over there because it's a pretty bouncy floor here. But you'll see what happens. I also have a tiny little scrim that I've just sort of clipped in front of the lens there that just sort of cuts the light down a little bit over there. Let me go ahead and do that, and you guys can see. I'll be right back. So you can see you have a lot of control there. Again, it's probably moving around a little bit right now, but I was doing two things. I was taking the DP1 and I was moving that lens backwards and forwards to throw things more or less in focus, or out of focus, more out of focus, more in focus. And I was also changing the adjustment on the actual light itself at the end to make additional changes. They're just ridiculous, these lights. They weigh nothing. You can put 3 or 4 of them in a very, very small kit. The stands are incredibly small, and they are incredibly adjustable. And again, it's not something that I would say I would be using all the time exclusively. I really love using soft light sources. In fact, for interviews and things like that, this, for me, is the way to go for talent, is to have a fluorescent, either Kino Flow or I have Cool Lights fluorescent fixtures, or going with LEDs like the LED 600s or the light panel 1x1s. But the ability to actually control light in many ways comes into play when you start to use hard light sources. And we can't forget other things like HMIs also. When you see that diner scene that needs to be shot over a day and you need to be able to control that environment, and you walk by a movie set and you see those huge lights just throwing light into the space, and it's a very controlled light, and HMIs are, they're daylight balanced. And so pretty incredible stuff. I'm going to keep playing with these dado lights, get some more stuff done for year 2 of the Filmmakers Intensive, and I'll see you guys next time on Gearbox.